Hi, Bob Thompson for Smartphone Matters. Today we're going to talk about iPhone 5 cases. This is one of my Stuff I Use videos where I share with you what I've learned about some of the products that I've bought. I bought 4 iPhone 5 cases to use with my iPhone 5S. I bought all 4 of these cases on eBay. Some of you might not be familiar with shopping on eBay. You might think that eBay is just an auction site where you need to bid and win an auction before you can buy something. But that's not the case. Less than 15% of the items that sell on eBay are auctions. I'll talk a little bit more about buying on eBay at the end of the video. Let's take a look at the cases. All 4 of these cases are generic products. None of them have a brand name. They were all low cost and manufactured in China. The first case we're going to look at is the silicone soft rubber skin cover case for Apple iPhone 5S and iPhone 5. This case was $4.21 with free shipping. It's black, it's made of a soft rubber material, and it covers all the edges of the iPhone. The material on the back also has kind of a grippy feeling to it. I didn't like this case, and I don't recommend it. I had 2 problems with it. The first problem with this case is that it's a dust magnet. It picks up all the dirt, dust, and pocket lint, and it's kind of hard to wipe off. But second, and more importantly, is the fit. There was a few times where I was working outside and I reached into my pocket for my phone, and when I grabbed it, the case literally just started peeling right off the phone as I was taking it out of my pocket. So that happened a few times, and I almost dropped my phone on the ground because of it. So after that happened, I just decided I'm not using this case anymore. I don't recommend it. Let's take a look at the second case. This was listed as the new style crystal clear TPU silicone soft cover case for Apple iPhone 5 and iPhone 5S. This case was $2.89 with free shipping. It's clear and it covers all the edges of the phone. This case also has these little tabs that protect the lightning port and the headphone jack. I like this case and I would recommend it. The case goes onto the phone relatively easy, and it has a snug fit. I noticed with these clear cases that you can kind of see the dirt that's on the back of the phone and any kind of smudges or stains that you have on it. And in certain spots, the plastic begins to look a little cloudy. I don't know if that's just a stain that can be washed off, or whether or not the plastic has begun to discolor. So keep that in mind if you're interested in a clear case that you might have that problem. Also with this case, you have to just make sure that the cover is not blocking the camera. So just a little extra care when you put it on to make sure that it's not overlapping on the camera. Otherwise, it's a good case. You also need to decide whether or not you want these port covers. If you have a lightning port charger, a different shaped headphone jack, these might get in the way. But it's a good case and it's recommended, especially for $2.89. Next up was a case that was also listed as the new style crystal clear TPU silicone soft cover case for Apple iPhone 5 and 5S. This case was $4.49 with free shipping. The case is also clear and it covers the edges of the phone. Unlike the previous case, this one doesn't have the little tabs to cover the headphone jack and the lightning port. I also like this case and I'd recommend it. This case had some of the same issues as the previous clear case. You can notice on this one that it looks a lot more cloudy. I've used this case a little bit more, and I'd have to wash it to see whether the plastic has discolored or it's just dirty. So keep that in mind if you want a clear case, that sometimes these things begin to look kind of cloudy. But this case, like the previous one, the phone goes into the case pretty easily, yet it has a snug fit. This case was pretty hard to put on as well when it was new, but over time it seems like it's stretched out and it goes on the phone and covers the buttons pretty well. This one seems to have a little bit more clearance in the camera area. You might just like the case that doesn't have the connectors, the covers over the connectors in the bottom. So again, I like this case and recommend it. The last case was this shock-proof, dirt dust proof, soft matte cover case for the iPhone 5 and 5S with screen film. This case was $4.99 with free shipping. The case is black. It's made out of a stiffer plastic material than the other cases. It has a matte finish on the back, and it feels pretty nice and has some good grip to it. I like this case. I would recommend it, and this is also the case that I'm currently using the most. The case goes on the phone relatively easy. The case doesn't peel off. I just prefer, I think, a black case to a clear case. I actually wanted the gray iPhone, but I ended up with the gold one. So I think I like just having a black phone better. This case also seemed like it was the thinnest feeling case on the phone. I mentioned the screen film. This case came with a screen film, which is a sheet of plastic that you can put over the front of the screen. Sometimes it's called a screen film or a screen protector. I didn't use this one with my phone because I use the Zag Invisible Shield. I have that on both sides of my phone, and I really liked it. And it's kind of a premium product, so I wasn't going to take that off to put this one on. But if you want a case and a screen film, it was a pretty good deal for $5, less than $5 shipped. All right, so just a few tips for those of you who are new to shopping on eBay. Number one, make sure you read the item description very carefully. Understand what's included and what isn't. So for example, if you wanted to buy a case with a screen protector, make sure you read the listing and understand whether or not it's included or not. Number two, check the seller feedback to find out if you're buying from a good seller. Remember, you're buying from a seller, not eBay directly. Every time you buy something on eBay, you have the opportunity to rate the seller. So take advantage of the feedback left by other buyers to find out whether or not this item is listed by a good seller. Number three, check that the listing is buy it now and not an auction. That is, unless you actually want to bid and wait for the auction to end. Number four, check where the item is being sold from and where it ships from. Items that are sold and shipped from outside the U.S. will take longer to arrive in the mail. Number five, price shop. Different sellers have similar or identical items, and prices vary. Number six, make sure to look at both the item price and the shipping charge. Some items are priced low, but when you add in the shipping, they end up being more expensive. All right, thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions or comments about these iPhone 5 cases, head on over to Smartphone Matters and leave a comment. You can find the link to the companion article for this video in the video description. If the video was helpful, give us a like on YouTube. If you want to see more from Smartphone Matters, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.